Guys, Roblox is not the same after this. No one's probably gonna play after this. It's probably done. Roblox is probably GG through Roblox. No one is ever gonna play it anymore. This is more of the explanation. This guy explains it better.
So Roblox just dropped some more news regarding all of the
So
developer
enjoy.
stuff and having to pay
Well,
to
not
publish
really
games
enjoy,
and
but
ID verification and all that
you know
sort
what
of
I mean.
stuff, right? Roblox just released a huge update for that. And at first I thought it wasn't even real because I've been having ear problems lately. I like my left ear today has just been completely shot. Like it's not I can't hear out of it. It's all fucked up, right? So I thought it was just my ear problems at first that were giving me trouble and this wasn't real. But no, it actually is real. So I'm going to pull it over to Twitter right now and show you. So this came out from the RTC a couple hours ago. When your game has had fewer than 100 highly engaged players over the last 60 days, users under the age of 16 will no longer be able to play it. If a game is limited, it can regain access for kids/select users once the game has had 500 highly engaged players over the last 60 days. So if you didn't know beforehand, there is obviously the kids and select stuff or whatever. Like they're splitting Roblox into three groups. I think everyone pretty much knows that now. There's going to be Roblox Kids, which is for people under 9. There's Roblox Select, which is like teenagers, and then there's regular Roblox, which is people that are 16 and above. Right? It's pretty simple. It's just them getting split up into different age groups. And along with that, if you want to actually publish your Roblox game to all ages and stuff like that, so not only like 16 plus people can just play it, but everybody, the people in Select and Kids, can play it. Then your game has to go through not only an evaluation process, but you also have to have 500 highly engaged players over the last 60 days. And so this is already making it hard for games to get out there because, imagine you're making a game that is made for generally kids and you have to have a whole 16 plus audience play it for a while, right? I mean, that's obviously going to be a problem. But after, the certain time frame or whatever, and you get 500 highly engaged players, if you manage to do that, then your game goes out to all ages. And people were under the impression that once you do it once, you're done and it's just out there and you're good. Not the case. What Roblox failed to mention, or maybe they just went back on their word and were just like, oh, let's just add this for the fun of it. Now what actually happens is if your game tends to like die, or if it like starts to die out and doesn't get that many players anymore, what will happen is if you go under 100 highly engaged users or whatever, then everybody who is under the age of 16, so everybody in the kids group and the select group, will not be able to play your game anymore. So that essentially just kills a ton of games across the platform that are dwindling in players right now that are clearly meant for all ages. Like they're clearly meant for all. They're like, there's games that anybody could play, right? But no, since they're not getting enough players, they're not getting enough traction. Apparently, they're untrustworthy now, and yeah, they will be locked for only 16 plus users, which makes no sense at all. They forgot to mention this for some weird reason. I don't know why, right? I don't know why they would do this. I don't know why
I'm a
like
hit to back.
Roblox has a trend of like introducing these updates and then not even bring the full, what is fully in the update. They'll announce some things, and then when stuff like this comes up or whatever, I guess they don't expect us to be surprised, but they be making changes and shit like that. And it's fucking annoying as hell because, people just get mad all over again and the shit just gets worse. This tweet encompasses it perfectly. I seriously can't explain how dumb this update is. Roblox, you've told players for years you can join these games. Now they're all becoming 16 plus if said game isn't popular enough. You're locking thousands of hours of playtime and in-game purchases to a player's 16th birthday, even if the game is likely created for all ages. It makes no fucking sense. Why, if these games have been out for forever, like these games, some of these games that are going to get locked because of this have been out for years, dude, like 10 plus years they've been out and they've just died off because they've not been as popular anymore, but they are 100% for all ages and they're just going to get locked, and everyone who's bought stuff in that game and everything like that, who's like 11, 12 years old right now, right, they're just not going to be able to play it anymore. So all that money that they have spent in those games and stuff like that basically just goes to waste. So this is wasting everybody's money, first of all, and second of all, just taking away from the platform at large because of these games getting restricted. And it just, yeah, overall, it's fucking the platform over. And not to mention, right, this is going to make it so new developers are going to have so much fucking trouble getting started. You can see Creekcraft put out this tweet. Looks like Roblox is taking the nuclear option against inappropriate games. This is great for safety, but will definitely make it harder for new developers to get started. It's all because of these inappropriate games and stuff like that. Or these, that's the main reason or whatever that they're doing this, right? Which they're honestly being forced to, right? They didn't do anything about this in the first place. Even before all these states started to sue them and stuff like that, they were like, we're not doing anything. They didn't even lift a finger on these topics. But yeah, I guess now because, oh shit, our sanity and money's on the line and shit like that, then yeah, they're going to actually act. So these are the scenarios. I'll just go over them. I think I've said some of the stuff already, but I'll just go over it again. In what scenario would my game fall out of eligibility to be played by users under 16? If the game has had fewer than 100 highly engaged players over the last 60 days, it can lose eligibility for Kids/Select. You'll be notified on the Creator Hub if the game is at risk of this happening. Games that don't have an active community are creators who are more likely to have potential safety issues. We want to make sure all games that are playable to users under 16 are actively maintained. If a game loses eligibility for Kids/Select, it'll still be playable by age-checked 16+ users and trusted friends. It can regain Kids/Select eligibility if it's had 500 highly engaged players over the last 60 days. But again, like, what does highly engaged means? Does that mean like continually like coming back and playing the game over and over again? Does that mean they've stayed in the game for a certain amount of time? We need more
Yeah,
defining of what
yeah.
these terms mean. They use these corporate slop terms that the general public has no idea like what this even means. And if the general public doesn't even know what these mean, then of course the developers and stuff like that, I mean, they're not going to know what it means either, right? And so you're purposefully like fucking us over because of the fact that you're not telling us what you actually want. You're not telling us what is actually being incorporated in these updates, and you're just expecting us to figure out what this is, right? Sure, you're doing stuff for safety, right? That's good, right? But the problem is you have to fucking tell us what actually needs to happen going forward and what's going to happen going forward. You can't just say, oh, it has to have
Uh,
highly engaged players, whatever. That could mean anything. That could mean genuinely anything. And I also just wanted to bring this up too, because Roblox was so close to adding this as well, and they didn't, which thank God. But the 1,000 Roblox publishing fee only gets refunded if your game maintains 100 highly engaged players. So they would have added this, right? This was one of the things that they would have added. And I'm still on the fence. Like, they honestly still could add this, and I'm scared. Hopefully they don't. Like, you can see here, you weren't even going to be able to be refunded if your game wasn't big enough. And that's like for most developers too. Like, most developers that are going to pay this fee aren't going to get their game big enough, you know what I mean? And it's just going to be locked behind 16 plus, which is going to suck so much dick, dude. Like, it's going to be so much fucking harder to get a good game out there. And there's a bunch of good games out there that are unfortunately never going to see the light of day because, because of this, right? Roblox is just restricting it all. Now, thankfully, Roblox reached out, said it was a mistake. And yeah, just after 3 months or whatever, that's when your Robux is going to get refunded if your game has not been moderated or, have anything going wrong with it, right? If there's anything that went wrong with the game and like moderation and stuff like that, then yeah, you won't get it refunded. But other than that, you'll get it refunded. But still, man, like if that, I'm still not like, trusting Roblox that they won't add something like this in the future. So that's why I'm putting in this video. So there's documentation that they did say it was a mistake. And if they try to implement it in the future, then just fuck them. But yeah, that is the new updates that we have on all of the developer stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments. I mean, it just keeps getting worse and worse. Like, I don't know how else to put it. But yeah, like it's getting worse, dude. It's somehow getting worse. They find a way, right? They always find a way. Roblox is that one company that just always finds a way to fuck shit up a little more. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. I'm gonna get my fucking ear checked out because this shit actually hurt to make this video. I feel like I'm screaming right now. But yeah, I'll see you on the next one.
well, that's interesting because this is what's gonna happen now. This is gonna be my next few videos. This is what's gonna be my next few videos. Gonna be about So we're gonna really need to pay attention to this and see what happens with Roblox. Because obviously I don't know what's gonna happen. Because obviously my game, this is my game here. So like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen to this? Okay, no, this is really just not good. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.